other windows to take a look at real fast. When you want to go to any of the panels here, you can go up to your menu bar and go to Window. Inside of Window, you'll see one that says the Scene, Game, Inspector Hierarchy. These are ones we've already looked at. Also Project. Below there, though, we have Animation, Profiler, Asset Store, Version Control, Animator, Sprite Packer, Light Packing, Occlusion, Navigation, and Console. So we've got a lot of other windows that you can go into. The main thing to focus on or remember is that if you're going to get into animation, that you'll go to Window, you'll go down to Window, and you'll find your Animation and your Animator. Both of those are going to be necessary to create it. You'll see things like this, which is just a regular animation style system with ticks going across. Over on the top you can record, play, you can create new keyframes, and create new event functions. For the profiler itself, I'll lower this into, if you want to dock it, remember you can just left click and drag. And we'll just drag it down here so we can see it. This is a pro feature only. If you don't have it in here, don't worry about it. I'm just wanting to go ahead and show you though. If I push play, when I push play, it's actually going to get started. It's going to show me the things that are running inside the scene. So as it goes, it's going to show me the CPU, GPU, rendering, memory. It's going to show physics, animations, all this good stuff. As it runs through, you can either record, you can do a deep profile or profile the editor itself. You can also see all the things that are happening inside of here. So as a for instance, the wait for target FPS is the biggest hit on it right now. There are very minimal things happening because there's nothing but a camera inside the scene. Alright, and at any point when you see a spike or you see something or garbage collection, you can left click. When you left click, you go to pause. When you're in pause, you can now actually drag this back and forth. It'll tell you how many milliseconds it took to complete one of these frames. At that point, you can decide what was the issue with it, and then decide whether or not it needs, whether it was art, whether it was programming, whether it was audio, and then focus in on trying to fix those particular parts. Also inside of Window, the last one that we'll take a look at as a group, let's go ahead and make sure we look at the light mapping. And just as a basic here, we'll go ahead and lower this one. For light mapping, oftentimes people like to put light mapping up by the inspector, so you'll just click back and forth. Light mapping allows you to bake objects inside the scene. Unity does a really nice job of making it simple for an artist or a designer to work with it. As a very quick demonstration here, I'll just place a cube in the scene, and then we'll place a sphere in the scene and move it up. Now, something we haven't looked at yet, and we'll look at soon here, and we'll run through this as a group together. But if I was to place a light in the scene and turn my shadows on, for the light mapping, all I have to do is click on Bake Scene. Oh, let's make sure we have these both marked to static. There we go. So it baked out down at the bottom right here. Once it bakes out, it creates a light map for us. Notice it has all the light map information packed into here. So now, if I was to actually delete my light, we no longer have a light in the scene, but we have a light map that's been created for us to simulate the effect of real-time lighting. Alright, very simple one. Don't worry about trying to follow along with it. It's just to show what a tab can do with it. Alright, so those are going to be the basic ones. There's a navigation one as well, and this is one that takes a little bit more setup, so it's something that we would look at a later date. It's going to provide you with a map so that you can move a object around and create what looks like artificial intelligence, actors, characters moving around inside the scene.